I'm sure you've all seen from the title, yes, the Frankenstein Gearbox car is back. The amount of messages I got, private messages, you know, so in other words, not on the actual YouTube video, of telling me it's not going to work. I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to come back. You're a fucking idiot. You're this, you're that, because they don't actually put it on the main chat. Some people did, but not everyone. So I'm sure all of you are going to be happy to know that the car is back. So there you go. Just before we continue, you can see the mileage. I don't know what the mileage was when I originally did it. Go back on the first video and you'll see the mileage. But I've just got one more message for all them people who said it's not going to work. So my message to you is, I just come close to the camera, just listen. Did you hear that? It's still working. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? The gearbox is mwah! So what it's actually come back for is a couple of things. The engine light's on and the seat won't lock. So you put the seat in a position, as you drive, it clicks back and then you're miles away from the steering wheel. So that's what we're going to do first. I don't know if we're going to be able to fix the seat or we're going to need a new one, but the first thing we have to do is whip it out. So there's like 2 bolts at the front and I think there's 4 or 3 bolts at the back, I'm not sure. I'm going to whip it out first, the seat that is, and we will get to, I'll just leave it up in the car and we'll see if we can see anything. Sorted. So I'll quickly show you the customer's complaint. If I, of course, now it's not doing it. There we go, look. It won't lock. If I sit in it, there we go. I know you didn't really see that, and of course, typical, it's not really doing it. There we go, look. As you can see, that's actually going back. It won't lock. Now there we go, look. You can see the seat is going back notch by notch. So I'm pushing the bar down. The springiness seems to have gone from the bar. Just trying to get this. There we go. So I'm just going to whip off the seat, leave it back, and see what we can see. The seat's out, and yes, before any smart ass comments, I have put stuff down on the floor so the seat doesn't get damaged, even though the seat is absolutely destroyed anyway as regards rips and stains in it. But as you can see, look, it just will not, no matter what I do, put this anywhere I want, it will not, it just will not do anything. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this off. 4 T40s, I'm going to take the runners off and put it on the bench, and hopefully we can see something. Okay, so I've got one runner in the vise, and as you can see, when I've taken out the bar, this is where the bar goes, where you put your hand underneath to adjust the seat. So I'm pushing that in, and as you can see, it just will not, unless it's right here. Oh no, even that doesn't. See, it just doesn't lock. No matter what I do, it doesn't lock. Now, when I move it all the way to the top, you can just see here, there's a piece of metal that acts like a spring. It's basically bent in half, but it acts like a torsion spring. You just see it in there. I'm going to struggle to get the next bit, but at least you know what it is now. And you can see the play that's in this. You can see how much that moves. Now if I put a screwdriver in here, and basically put pressure on that spring, this now, as you can see, doesn't move. Look, release the spring, it moves. Press the spring, it doesn't move. So if I get this into a place where it slips, like there, it slips there, look, slips there, slips there. Put it back in the same position, press and hold the spring in with the screwdriver. This now will not slip. Release the screwdriver, and it slips. So what that means is this little torsion spring has essentially bent up the wrong way. So it could have been someone's put too much pressure on this and bent the actual spring. So I'm hoping what I can do is essentially push the spring back into place. But what I will do is I will heat it up. So once I heat it up, now yes, I haven't bent it enough there. I'm going to heat it up and hopefully at the same time bend it back. As it heats up, it'll bend back and keep its position. That's the plan. Now there's no rubber near this. I have checked, but there's no rubber near this. Now that's red hot. Will that physically bend back and keep my position? I'm just going to let that cool down. Oh God, what have I done there? Let that cool down. Oh no, that's definitely taking the position. Has it taken enough? That's hot. Have we made it worse? Looks like we've made it worse. Well, we couldn't have really made it worse if you think about it, because it's bagged anyway. Right, I might just move this down in the vise a bit to give myself a lot better angle of attack. Now maybe go down further in here. And bend the spring at the end. We've nothing to lose. That's just all the crap, dust, fluff and everything burning off. That's been under here for I don't know how many years. No, let's just see what happens now. Keep pressure on that, let it cool down. Now you do have to be careful when you're putting heat, especially onto a spring, because you will make it unspringiness. You have to heat up metal and quench it in different materials to get the strength back. So, thinking about it, the first one is water at a certain temperature, the next one is oil for a spring. So what I'll do is just heat up that again, and we'll try and change the molecules with a bit of water. Or with a bit of Tipperary spring water. So put that on there, press it in. Ah. Let that cool down and we'll see what we've actually done. Still bloody warm. Now I definitely bent it in, but have I bent it in the right way? Have I bent it in enough? I don't bloody know. Now let that cool down, turn the camera back on and we'll see what happens. Okay, I've left it a couple of minutes, maybe not long enough. Well, that doesn't move as much, but it still moves. But that might not be a bad thing. Oh, oh, oh. I might need a lever bar now to lever that down. Does that go down? Ah, it does. Does it lock? Ah, doesn't lock. Oh, that's a shame. I thought we was getting somewhere. Problem is I can't really see what's going on. Let me just have a look and see, because no, that there is now locked. I wonder if there's something missing from there or what. Let me have another look. I can't really see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the end of this tab now, which should force the locking pin down that way. That's what I'm going to do. Nothing to lose at this stage. Oh, that seems to have done something. I'll just show you what I was doing. So I heated up this end and I just hit it down, which is going to force the spring down that way. So it should hopefully now lock. That's the plan. I don't know, but I wonder now if that will slide along there. So that appears to be locked. If I do I push down on it or do I push it in? I push it up. No, it's not in the right place. Let me just. Have we fixed it? I mean, if you look at this now, there's hardly any, oh, you can't see. If you look at this now, there's hardly any play in that, which is really good. So that should suggest to me that when I push this down, this should release. And no, it doesn't. I'll let this cool down first because it's still a bit warm, and then try it. Maybe I've gone too far. If I've gone too far, I'm in trouble because it's a lot harder to get back than it is to push down more. No, it didn't work. What I'm going to do is, there's two little tabs in here. I'm going to heat these tabs up, bend them back. That will allow me to slide this completely off, and I can see exactly what's going on. Because if the little hooks are missing, for example, then it's never going to work, no matter what I do. But it's looking like it's not really repairable. It's going to have to be replaced. So let me just heat up these and separate it, and then I'll turn the camera back on. Right, I can't get it off because of these two rivets here and the two rivets on the floor that hold this on, and I'm not going to start cutting off them because then we're going to be in a world of trouble. It is what I thought. There's a little fork at the bottom of the runners with little teeth sticking out the side, and what happens is them teeth lift up, or they're supposed to be permanently lift up, and then when you press it they slide down. The problem is the teeth are actually down on the deck, like I thought it was. The only thing I can seem to do is try and get from this end and pull them forward. But I don't know. And I don't really know how they've managed to do it as well. I can't show you because I can barely see myself. So, but I need to get something down that's long enough that I can get in behind there and flip it up. That screwdriver isn't long enough. Let me see what I can find. Okay, bit of good news. I can actually get it from here. I'm actually pushing on it now. So what I'm going to try and do is push it and bend it straight if I can, which I don't think I can. I can certainly push it up. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and heat it up from here, like that. Or I can actually heat it up from there, maybe. I'm going to heat it up from these three holes, and we're going to try and bend it. How well that's going to work, I don't really know at the minute. Keep the pressure on it. It's not easy. That does appear to have done something. I still don't think it's all the way, but it's certainly a good 60% away. What I'm going to do is, there's no point in me filming this because you can't see anything. I can barely see anything. I'm just going to keep heating this up and pushing it back and seeing if I can get it into some sort of order, and then we'll turn the camera back on. I'm going to try something here to see if you can actually see it. Now, yeah, you can, steaming up. Let the steam cool down first. You can see, if you look quickly down there, you can see that silver bracket in the middle, hopefully. You just see it shining there on the camera. That's what I'm actually bending back. That's actually a good view now, you can see that fairly well. That's what I'm bending back into the little grooves. I think I've got it. So let this cool down and we'll check. Right. We've done it. Now, time will actually tell if this actually works. But at the minute, it's working. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do the same with the other one. And put it back in and then check it, because it could be working by hand in the sense of, you know, I'm using by hand, but when I'm actually sat on the seat and you're putting your full weight on it, that's when it's really, really going to show. So let's do the other one. Let's try it. We're not out the woods yet, but we're possibility it's done. Right, what I've done is I've just opened up a bit more, because I know if I don't do this, I'm going to get people just moaning. That's the little arm with the little teeth that I was talking about. That's what has to lock. As you can see, that's nice and springy now. So that should be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same with the other one. But as you can see, that's the bad boy we're dealing with there. So it locks in 6 positions. If you look, 1, 2, 3 on each side. So you've got 6 positions it locks in, so it's nice and strong. And that's 6 on each side, so it's 12 altogether. So do the same again with the other one and put it back. Okay, are you ready? Goes back, it locks, goes forward, it locks, in the middle, it locks. Sorted. There we go. How long it'll last, I don't know. I don't know, but it's locking, and it's locking well. So that's it. So look, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I can't wait for all the comments again about, oh, it's not worth it, the customer's spending too much money this. I really don't understand why people moan about how much customers or people spend on something. It's not your money. Why do you care? It doesn't matter if the customer spends 20 grand on this. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. So yeah, look, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below. But most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.